Hi, Pamboros People Booster coming to you this morning from the garden, and I've just hung my selfie stick in my cherry tree and realised the blossom's out. Do you know, sometimes you just don't notice things, and sometimes we really should just look at the small things and appreciate those. I'm sure you've been doing that over the last few weeks. This morning I woke in the early hours feeling a little bit in a panic, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but you kind of wake up, you feel a panic and you go, what am I panicking about? And then you remember there's a global pandemic and it's not just your imagination or a bad dream, but there are all these dreadful things going on and this massive change to our lives. And it's easy then to let your thoughts run away with you and start worrying about everything. So I wanted to share with you what I do in those moments, and even on an ordinary day when you wake up and your head's full of what you need to do that day. And it's a really, really simple thing, but we need to concentrate, we need to do it on purpose, and that's the thing, to remember to do it. So it's really about deciding what you're going to focus on, and it's a little mantra. Now, I like people to find their own mantras when I'm working with them, something that kind of really means something to you, that kind of triggers a really good feeling. But there is one mantra that I do offer out to people to just take as a ready-made. And the reason that is because over the years that I've worked with people, there are two key things that no matter what you're worried about, no matter what you're struggling with, no matter what your situation is, there are two things that I think it all boils down to in the end. And one of those is, so you might worry about feeling confident or looking stupid, or worrying about what's going to happen next, or things that you feel really sad about. And the two things fundamentally that I think human beings are set up to need is to feel safe and to feel loved. And if you think about, thousands of years ago, feeling safe is a survival thing, and feeling loved means you're part of the tribe and somebody's going to look out for you. The anthropologist Margaret Mead, I was reading about yesterday, somebody said to her, what are the earliest signs of civilization, human civilization, that you've found? And they expected it to be like an axe head or some kind of stone tool or whatever, and she said it was a thigh bone. And the reason was that this thigh bone showed that it had broken and then healed. And she said in the animal kingdom, if an animal breaks something so big like a thigh bone, it's just going to be left to die. It's not going to be able to survive. The prey's going to get it, and the herd or pack, whatever, would have to leave it behind. And the sign that this thigh bone had healed showed that somebody had looked out for that person. They'd shielded them and kept them safe until it healed. And that's such a sign of us bonding together, as we are doing at the moment. Even though we can't physically be together, we're bonding in so many different ways, and I just think that's a beautiful thing. So that's about being loved, and it doesn't have to be romantic love, it doesn't even have to be love that's voiced with that word. It is just the care and protection that we offer each other. And I think a lot of us are doing that right now in our own little ways, and so many different ways. So that boils down to two things: feeling safe and feeling loved. So when I woke up in the early hours and felt that kind of rush of, oh, what's going on? I just kept repeating in my head, I am safe and I am loved. I am safe and I am loved. And even if, when you're doing it, you don't fully believe it, doesn't matter. Because those words have a resonance with us. They have a connection to an emotion, because we've known those words all our lives. If English isn't your first language, then use the words in your first language. If you connect more emotionally to those words, do what resonates for you. You don't have to just do it when you wake in the night or wake first thing. You can do it any time. But it's really powerful in those first few moments of awakening when the brain is in what's known as alpha state, that kind of half awake, half asleep, and we're very susceptible in that moment to emotional reactions. So when you set up that little mantra, it could really make a difference to the whole of the rest of your day. And then remind yourself as you go through the day, and you don't have to just do it when you're feeling wonky, do it any time, just to give yourself a little it's all okay. And guess what? I know I say it all the time, but breathing will make a huge difference too. So saying that mantra, I am safe and I am loved, at the same time as breathing a little longer, a little deeper, and remembering that out breath. That out breath is the most important one, the one that makes us feel that everything is okay and we're relaxing at the end of the day. So that's what I wanted to offer you today, a little mantra and a reminder to breathe. And a reminder that when you do breathe, we're all breathing the same air, the whole of the earth. We have different countries, different temperatures, different weather systems, but we're all breathing oxygen and it connects us. So when we breathe, and we breathe a little longer, a little deeper, we're connecting to each other. So I want to do a little breathing exercise with you. I'm just going to do a very quick version, but once you get the hang of it, you can carry on your own after the video's ended. And that is just to gently close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that, or just gaze down and lose focus so that you can focus on the inside. And begin to bring a longer breath. In and out through the nose if that's comfortable. Use your mouth if your nose is blocked. Relax your shoulders, soften the jaw, relax your eyes, soften your forehead. And what I want you to do is I want you to observe the kumbhaka. The kumbhaka. And it's a yoga action, which is to notice that moment as you breathe in, just before you breathe out, there's a moment. And then as you breathe out, the moment just before you breathe in, that moment of kumbhaka. It's just a split second, like swinging backwards and forwards on a playground swing. There's a moment just before you swing back again. And when you notice that moment of kumbhaka, it gives you a sense of peace. You do that for a few minutes. And that moment of kumbhaka, you can even wait for a second or two, if that's comfortable for your breathing, before you then take the breath out or the breath in again. And it just gives us that sense that there's everything and nothing in that moment, but that we are all connected by the breath. And I've just stuck something to my phone, which I will unpeel now. It's the moment, which is to remind you that you are safe and you are loved. And if you need a visual reminder of that, this is for you. A little sparkly pink heart. I'm going to post a picture of it too. If you wanted to, you could print it off, stick it up somewhere to remind you you're safe and you're loved. And actually, despite everything, you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And later on today, 4 o'clock, if you go to the Harmless Charity Facebook page, at 4 o'clock I'm doing a half-hour guided meditation. So if you'd like to do this for a bit longer, then join me there. It's a free live stream that I'm doing for the Harmless Charity, who help people to reduce self-harm and suicide. And just before I finish, I've just got to show you where my phone has been resting while I've been talking to you, with this beautiful cherry blossom on the tree. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without showing you what Roger's up to. So he's still limping, but he's being very brave. Not quite sure what he's doing over there, but he's being busy. Looks like he's about to catch something. So, with bright sunshine and blue skies, birds singing, and a sparkly heart, remember, you're safe and you're loved. See you tomorrow.